Vancouver Island Raiders and the Okanagan Sun. My name's Evan Cook. Alongside me, Carson Park. Thanks so much for tuning in today, wherever you're tuning in from. Live here in Kelowna on AM 1150, live here in Kelowna on Shaw TV Okanagan, as well as our BCFC TV stream brought to you by Remax Kelowna. As I mentioned before the break there, it is the Raiders who won the toss. They deferred their kickoff to the second half, so they will boot the ball to the Sun here right now. And it is kicker James Parker who's got this one lined up here at the 45-yard line, ready to kick this one away. Connor Richard, Javen Keekley rather, back to return this kickoff if needed. Richard, we were talking before the game, a guy who's played a little bit of halfback here as well as linebacker, returns kicks too, and so that's part of his play now. But the kickoff comes to Keekley, who gets it at the 5-yard line. We are underway here in Kelowna between the Sun and the Raiders, and a good stop there by the Raiders, bringing Keekley down at about the 20-yard line where the Sun offense will start.
Yeah, I didn't catch who it was making the tackle there, but that's a great tackle on special teams. Open field tackle against a returner. Those are only happen really clean when he doesn't quite see you coming, because he does have to keep an eye on 12 guys running down the field at him. That's still a difficult tackle to make in the open field.
Yeah, we've talked about that open field tackling on special teams, especially guys that are able to do it at full speed or close to full speed, and how difficult that is.
Yeah, breaking down at 100 miles an hour is a difficult thing to do, especially when there's a shifty guy going the other way.
Keith Zyla out of the gun here. 1st and 10 for the Sun on their own 20-yard line. First play going to be a handoff up the middle here. That one to Rodriguez, who looked like he lost the ball at the end of that play, but he might be ruled down here. Gain of a couple for the Sun.
Yeah, officials marked him down immediately, and he had a better angle on it than we did, but all the Raiders around the ball certainly wanted it to be counted as coughed up. Hopefully that's the only time we see that this game from Robbie, because it hasn't happened much this season, if at all.
Looked like a gain of about...
We have Robbie playing slot, doing the Mosley's position. That's what's going on today.
Yeah, looked like gain of a couple there, and so Sun on second down here. The pass to the outside, that was Spencer Schmidt who was targeted there, but it's thrown just behind him past his outstretched hands, and so a big 2-and-out here for the Raiders on the Sun, first offensive drive of the game.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about in the pregame a little bit. The incompletes, you have to avoid those incompletes, because in the CFL game with only 3 downs, a single incomplete here just cost us a first drive of the game, and you can't have that going forward. Fortunately, Zyla's had a pretty consistent year in that category, so it shouldn't happen too much going forward.
Isaac Wegner to punt this ball away. End over end sends Mayo back to his own 45. He'll run across the field here towards the near sideline. Now he cuts up to midfield, in across the Sun 50. That's where he'll be brought down on a long return there for Bryson Mayo, where he ran a lot further than the 15 or so yards that they netted on the play.
Yeah, definitely. But that's his style. He's a shifty guy. Any daylight he gets, he's going to go to it, even if it's not really directly upfield. He's just looking for a hold to keep the play alive, and got him 15 yards here.
So going to be officially 1st and 10 here for the Raiders on the Okanagan 48-yard line. Good field position here for VI after the Sun were forced deep into their own territory. Jake LaBerge out of the shotgun here. His first play, a handoff to Williams. He has nowhere to go. Wrapped up by a couple of Sun. That was Hayward Beasley on the defensive line there, shutting things down along with Austin Bowes.
Yeah, Beasley's had a big year too on the Sun D-line. Him and Kluhard are leading the team in sacks, which definitely need to see a little bit more out of that D-line there in that category, though. Only 4 and 4.5 apiece, I think. But on the other side, they have a guy with 12 sacks, so I'd like to see more numbers closer to that for the Sun D-line.
Yeah, that big Quentin Bowles leading the league with 11.5 this year. Second down play, back to pass LaBerge. He's under pressure right away. That's Cody Thompson in with the huge sack. The blitzing linebacker roared right in on LaBerge and tackled him from his blind side.
That's huge. We're going to have to see a lot of that from the Sun today, especially to keep that pressure up, as I was just commenting. They don't have any individual D lineman who's really put a ton of pressure up this season. So if they can get some pressure from the linebacking crew, that would be hugely helpful. That last play, I didn't quite catch who it was on the far D end, though. One of the reasons for that might be that he's 1.5 yards off instead of a yard. Want to get that a little tighter to get that pass rush on.
This one going to be punted away, forcing Donaldson to collect it back at his own 15-yard line. Shakes one tackle, now cuts back towards his own goal line, and he'll be stopped right around the 25 is where forward progress will take him down.
Yeah, that was looking for the same sort of strategy, just any daylight that you can find, take it until there's no more daylight. And the coverage team did a great job just staying in their lanes, keeping the net nice and widely spread, and closing all around them for the gang tackle.
So the Sun, who started out on the 20-yard line on their first series offensively, now up to the 25. Going to be Zyla out of the pistol formation here. With the receivers in motion, he drops back to pass. Now a little bit of a handoff there. That's to Kelton Curry. He's got space running up across the 40.
Oh, I'd love to see the Sun do a lot more of that this game. I feel like they've not utilized the draw nearly as much as they should. And it really takes a lot of pressure off the quarterback because it forces the defensive backs to keep their eyes starting back and forth instead of being able to lock down on their receiver and know where he is and keep the coverage up.
Big run for Kelton Curry. First down play there for the Sun, who scrimmage now from their own 41. Zyla from the shotgun once again, throws it to the far side. That one's complete up near the 50-yard line. I believe that's Schmidt who gets taken down. That's Spencer Schmidt, targeted a second time, his first catch of the game, and that is right near a first down marker.
And if you don't have some sort of threat of the draw, those hook plays are much harder to complete because the linebackers and the halfbacks and the flats just run straight to the hook, and they don't have to worry about keeping their eyes in the backfield until they're actually at their man. Whereas if you have the threat of the draw or a quarterback who's known for running, you have to do a little shoulder check halfway to your guy. It slows you down a little bit. You don't stay on your line. It keeps that window open longer.
As they brought the chains out for the official measurement here, looks like first down for the Sun by about a half a football length. So a nice quick 10-yard catch there for Schmidt, who does a nice job finding that first down marking on the field and not cutting back for the pass before then to pick up his team in first down. Good field awareness by Schmidt on that last route. So 1st and 10 here from the Okanagan 51. Hand off to Curry once again. He runs into a gang of Raiders, but pushes that pile up a few yards. Big, strong play by Kelton Curry there. That'll gain about 2 or 3 yards by the looks of it.
Yeah, that's not a bad play. Just keep the run well and established. The important ones are always going to be these passing plays that we're going to see coming up next year. As long as it's completion, you have a chance to make this first down. If it's not a completion, then you're off the field to punt again.
Officially a 2-yard gain on that last rush from Curry. 2nd down and 8 on the Sun 53. Zyla lined up at the back right beside him. That's Curry in the block. A deep ball thrown here downfield for Schmidt. That one just a little too far in front of him. Overthrown for Spencer Schmidt by maybe 3-4 yards there.
That was a brilliant play by Josh Paley. Really underappreciated sort of play there in the secondary. Hard pump from Zyla, which draws all the coverage down. Everyone expects to have to rally down to make the tackle. And that one little stutter step down gets the wide receiver to have that jump on you going deep. And he interfered with the route enough that slowed him down enough he couldn't catch up to that pass in the air.
Yeah, it's a good point as Panatoni out here to punt it away for the Sun. Going to bounce right about the 43. Still bouncing into Raiders territory. They'll fall on that ball at the 30-yard line with the no yards flag coming out at the end of that.
Yeah, Panatoni with that rollout punt as always. Looks like we have a player injured down.
Yeah, I saw a second flag come out too, which made me wonder.
I think it was the no yards, but I think Panatoni was in that ruckus. So I'm not sure that should be no yards, but might have been a block in the back or something else causing an injury there.
Yeah, I wondered if there was an additional foul that.
Well, that's Mayo coming off limping. That's not good.
Not at all, as it was, yeah, like you say, Mayo was the one who fell on the ball and might have, I wondered about a late hit coming in at the end there. Referees is still conferencing on what exactly going to happen there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Panatoni coming in late in on that hit, and I saw Beck Fullerton join the fray too, but I think he was the second guy into the pile.
So the 15-yard penalty, which means the guy who drew the no yards penalty also hit the player.
Yep, and he did, but I sort of thought he was the second man in on that, but I may be wrong. That's a really frustrating play too. Fullerton, the long snapper on the play, his job is to be the first man in on that and kind of establish where the 5-yard bubble starts. So being inside that 5-yard bubble, that's not great, and then having the not awareness to be the guy making the tackle isn't good either.
So 1st and 10 for the Raiders up at their own 44. LeBurge in the pocket, now scrambling, runs out to his right. Flag comes in at the end of the play as he throws it up the middle. That pass intended for Evan Rode. It went between his hands, but looks like a hold's gonna come up here on that play.
That was some great pressure there by the Sun D-ends, I would think. Didn't see any blitzing linebackers anyway, so it should have been the D-ends with great bull rushers getting pressure off the edges. I'd like to see Fullerton keep his eyes open a little more for that football coming in, though. He saw the receiver jumping up, reaching high, looking for the big hit, and ball went through the receiver's hands. Had he kind of stayed a little deeper playing center field, he might have had a play on that ball.
Hold goes against Tristan Waters of the offensive line, so going to be 1st down and 20 here. Line of scrimmage back on the 34. Out of the shotgun here, LeBurge once again under pressure. He's going to roll out to his right, avoids a couple of tackles. Now he'll just take off with it, head to the sideline, and get out just shy of the 40-yard line. Going to be a gain of a few here, but bringing up 2nd and long here for the Raiders.
Yeah, that was Thompson in on the blitz again, and there was some stunts going on as well. The Sun are being really creative there, trying to get the pressure in on LeBurge, who's being able to avoid it really, really well, so credit to him, but hate to see him have to deal with that the whole game because that pocket is not staying stable for him. That's going to wear you out or get you hit a lot.
Yeah, no kidding. That has been definitely the key part of the Sun defense so far, is collapsing in on that pocket. Lots of pressure for LeBurge right now, who is up against a 2nd and 15 here. Going to be a handoff this time as Williams gets tackled out across the 40.
No blitz on that play, so the draw didn't quite work as well as they'd probably hoped, only getting a couple there.
Yeah, going to be a 3rd down here at the 42, so 3rd down and 12, bring the punt team on, but another good defensive series for the Sun, who forced pressure there on that 1st down play, a penalty as well, and all of a sudden it's the Raiders punting here, this one away, angling it out towards the Sun 20-yard line. That one will get touched there, just fumbled out of bounds. There, that was Nate Anderson on the return, and so another good punt there by the Raiders, that being Nick Hunchak, forcing the Sun deep into their own territory to start this offensive series.
Yeah, you hate to let the ball bounce because as soon as it bounces, weird shaped football, it can go in any direction. You don't know where it's going. You can catch that in the air, then you have a chance at returning it. Not catching it in the air, rolls out of bounds on them.
So 1st and 10 here on the Sun 21-yard line. Scoreless here between the Sun and the Raiders, with about just under 8 minutes left to play in quarter number 1. Going to be a handoff here, cutting back up the middle, but stopped there are the Sun. Trying to figure out which back that was on the carry. That was Rodriguez who got the ball that time.
It looks like we're going to see a lot of Rodriguez today in both the backfield and that Mosley sort of flex position that the Sun love to run.
Gain of 2 on that play, ball up right near the 24-yard line, so 2nd and 8 here. It's going to be Zyla rolling out to pass. This one connects with Anderson up across the 40-yard line as a nice completion there to Nate Anderson, his first catch of the game, and that'll bring about a 1st down. Sun here taking the ball up near about the 42-yard. I think that's an 18-yard catch there for Anderson.
That was a great, well-designed play, finding the little soft spot in the hole in the zone, coming to a stop, catching the pass, getting upfield, completions, move chains, and that's what we're seeing out of the Sun offense here right now. So 1st and 10 here from the 42.
Zyla with one back behind him. That's Rodriguez. He gets the ball in the handoff here. Bowls his way out across the 45. He'll get stopped shortly thereafter. Looked like a gain of 4 yards, 4 or 5 yards for Rodriguez there.
Great hard run there by Robbie. That's one thing these Sun running backs are really quite outstanding at, is finding the tough yards in the fray of the O-line when there's no obvious holes available, just pushing that pile forward for a good 3 to 5.
2nd down and 6. Sun looking to convert on another 2nd down pass play here. Zyla looks to the near sideline once again. Simonize goes back to catch it. Looks like it was a completion, but he might be a yard or about a half a yard short of a 1st down there, as he's just out across the 50.
Yeah, I think he's, oh, that's the half yard maybe. That's a lot closer than I thought it was. Although on the number, I just don't see the chains lining up with that.
Yeah, the chains over on the far side of the field. Looks like the 1st down spot would be right about at the 52, and the officials are going to call in a measurement here. Tough to imagine, even if they don't pick up a 1st down here, tough to imagine the Sun not going for it.
Yeah, with this field position, it's sort of a tough decision. Depends how you feel about your offense. Oh, within a yard, you hope the Sun offense goes for it. If you can't get a yard in the Canadian game, then your O-line is not having a good day. And there's no reason to think that out of the Sun O-line yet.
Yeah, 3rd down and about half a yard to go here for the Sun, who will go for it. Going to remeasure here on the right hash. But it's a good point, and one we've talked about before, going for it on these short yardage play in the Canadian game with that extra space out there.
If your defense can get a stuff here, that is a huge boon to your defensive line.
Sun going to go out of the eye here. Fullback moves up. It's a quarterback keep as Zyla just dives forward ahead, and it looks like he certainly has gained enough yardage on that play.
It's going to depend on the spot, but I definitely tend to agree with you. It looks like he should have had enough for the spot. Oh, and they're waving him on. Okay.
So there we go. Zyla sneaks it ahead. I just wondered, just because of his issues not being fully healthy for a lot of this season, I wondered, were they going to try and limit that contact, maybe hand off to a fullback or a tailback in that scenario, but he's going to stay under center again here on a 1st down play. Hand off to the tailback. That's Richard with the ball, who's going to get wrapped up right near the line of scrimmage.
And Eli Haynes is out there too, so that's, I guess that's still just the goal line offense out there running a 2nd play.
Yeah, exactly, as it was Haynes who had lined up as the fullback on that 3rd down conversion. And he and Richard stayed out there. Richard with, looks like no gain on that play. We'll line it up once again. Maybe a gain of a yard there, up to the 54, 2nd and 9 here for the Sun. Four-man rushing here for the Raiders. Going to be a pass. That one is complete. Not knocked down initially was the Sun receiver. That was Tyson Mastrodimos there up across midfield, still short of a 1st down.
Yeah, great way to shake that first tackler is just body checking him. No wrap on that tackle attempt here. But got to keep your feet and try to find some space, get outside on that play instead of trying to cut inside where all the help is.
Yeah, it looked like the Raiders defender there on that play just tried to kind of like an open ice hit there that you'd see in hockey, but with that size of Mastrodimos, he did not go down on that contact. So Panatoni rolls out to his right to punt this one away. This one better with some hang time, coming down at about the 20. That's where Mayo fields the ball, cuts up the sideline, but doesn't have a whole lot of anywhere to go. Taken out of bounds at about the 25-yard line there. Good play by Simonize to cut back a few yards to avoid that no yards flag.
Act as a net and steer the returner where you want him to go.
And the result of that play being the best field position that the Sun have forced the Raiders into at this point, with VI starting back on their own 24. 3:12 left to go in the first quarter. Here's a handoff up the middle. That one is to Rhett Williams, and he'll reach towards the 30-yard line, maybe brought down a yard shy of that to bring up second down here.
Yeah, I definitely look for VI to establish the run a little bit more here on this drive. A little far to try to go for a run play here on this next second down and 6, but
their running back Williams, who had 81 carries this season, did have 1 reception. That coming in a game against the Sun here a couple of weeks ago. Second down, going to be a fake handoff there. Pointing deep is LaBerge, who fires it downfield, just looking for receiver North Rainey. Bit of a read option there with the fake handoff, and LaBerge rolling out, and he just overthrew him at the end.
Yeah, definitely. You saw him points, try to get it directed his receiver over to the deep, because there was no over-the-top help there, and just needed a little bit more air on that ball for his receiver to run under it. Like to see the receiver keep his arms tucked in a little longer and get that last couple of acceleration yards at the end.
Simon Eyes back to field this punt for the Sun, takes it at his own 45, cuts laterally across the field, now tries to pick up a block, but he's brought down at the 50-yard line. Big tackle there. It looked like Josh Paisley, we've mentioned his name before, with a tackle on Simon Eyes at the end of that play.
Yeah, that could have been a pretty big hit there. That's why you see those bigger hits on special teams, is as the returner goes down the field, every time you come to a new player, it's left or right, and whichever way you go, you don't always know what's going to be behind door number 2.
First down and 10 here. 2 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Scoreless between the Sun and the Raiders. Zyla out of the shotgun. Another option handoff. This one to Curry, who rumbles up the middle, still on his feet, out across the 50-yard line.
Oh, that was a beautifully run draw right there by the Sun. Love seeing. I want to see 5 to 10 more of those this game. You see the offensive line really direct the passing lanes, the pass rush guys into their passing lane, so it opens up some run lanes for the running back. Gets into the second level there. Can push linebackers up for the first down.
Great 10-yard rumble by Kelton Curry. A second first down run for him this afternoon. And the Sun across midfield now with the first down play. Under pressure is Zyla. He runs out of the pocket, but will get brought down right near the line of scrimmage. A couple of pass rushers in there making things difficult for Keith Zyla, who was able to scramble and get up to, like I say, close to the line.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to hit Robbie Rodriguez on the little shovel pass off of the option there. But the screen had sort of developed in between him and where he wanted to shovel it, and you can't really shovel pass through 3 D linemen.
Second down and 10 coming up here. Sun with a couple of backs besides Zyla. They'll drop to block. Now the pass is complete. I believe that was Schmidt, who will be marked up near the 52, but not near enough for a first down, which would have needed to come to the 40. So going to be a big stop here by the Raiders once again.
A little bit strange play call there, but another completion. Keep the confidence up in the quarterbacks and the receivers, but yeah, no real chance to get a first down out of that play.
Yeah, well, we saw the pass to Schmidt on a second down earlier, that hook route you were talking about, where he runs up right to the first down, but he couldn't get that far upfield this time. And so, like you say, not really a chance of a first down completion there. Panatoni punts this one away. Mayo picks it up just inside his own 15. Now gets out across that 15-yard line, where he's wrapped up quickly. Bryson Mayo, who has been an effective punt returner for this Raiders team this year. He's had 34 of them coming into this game, averaging just under 18 yards a carry, or a reception rather, on those returns.
You can really see the respect that the Sun are giving him in the return game by the guys you see coming off the field and staying on the field after these punt returns. You have Simon Eyes coming off the field, Eli Haynes and Thompson both staying on the field. We're both on that last return. Fullerton, the long snappers on every kick. There's a lot of really good athletes. Robbie Rodriguez was coming off the field there too. He was on that punt. So there's a lot of good top-tier athletes on the Sun team that are in the punt coverage unit right now, because they do respect that return team from VI, and you need to keep that in check in this game. Any play can turn the tide of this game, and that's a guy who can turn any play into a touchdown.
Yeah, no kidding. Like you say, we've seen that from him earlier this year, as that play actually ended the first quarter, and so the teams will switch sides here. Still scoreless, by the way, between these Sun and the Raiders. Not all that surprised to see kind of a defensive battle here in the opening quarter.
Definitely not quite as stifling as the first game they played, but
sure,
both offenses are playing fairly well, just haven't really been able to put a scoring drive together yet.
LeBurge out of the shotgun there, under pressure right away. That's Tyler going, roaring in. Another blitz there as he comes down and gets the huge sack there on LeBurge, taking him inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a miscommunication on oh, definitely there was miscommunication.
Yeah, he was untouched
there. I thought maybe they were trying to play off him to check down to a screen or something, but no, it was just totally untouched. Great to make that tackle too in the open field.
Tyler going, his first sack of the season here. Couldn't come at a better time here.
Some linebackers, really a lot of pressure from them today. That's good to see.
So this will force it to a 2nd and 22, ball right on that 5-yard line now. LeBurge fakes the handoff, now a screen. He's going to connect there with his fullback Deshaun Dingwell, who will rumble out. It looks like just about the 15-yard line there. Good completion there, good yardage gained on that screen pass to Dingwell.
Very much so. A little surprised there wasn't a flag thrown there late there. Kalen Botel. Oh, what if that's any relation to Jordan Botel, number 51 on the Raiders, really just crushed Fullerton as the whistle blew. And Fullerton stood up looking for a flag, but didn't get it.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 12. Going to be the Raiders punting this one away from their own 15-yard line. Hunchuk there has his punt blocked. It's going to be jumped on at the 25-yard line is where it is, as the Sun get tons of pressure. Once again, block that punt, and have outstanding field position now.
Yeah, I was actually a little surprised on the last punt that Richard didn't lay out, because he kind of had the chance at it. And I think it was Richard who got it, or Okanlola. But 2 guys had the chance at that block, and that's something we haven't seen for quite a while. The Sun started the season exceptionally hot in that unit. Kind of cooled off in the second half of the season, so get big plays out of their punt block unit now is great to see.
No kidding, the Sun, like you said, has started hot in that regard with 3.
Oh.
And a no yards penalty tacked on to the Raiders on that play. And so that'll make things even worse for them field position wise, as we get a
better view there. That was definitely Richard on at least the first deflection. I don't know if they both got it, but
this is the referee kind of giving a explanation there to the Raiders bench. He did not like the call, as they thought with the blocked punt that no yards wasn't going to be enforceable, but the referee clarifying things there. Penalty on Brandon McDougall. So 1st down and 10 for the Sun here on the 21. Big opportunity to put the first points on the boards here this afternoon. Zyla out of the pistol here once again. Handoff to Curry, who finds a lane, cuts up across the 20-yard line, looks to gain a few on that carry. Rather, a correction, that was Brendan Hansen. I believe his first action here of the afternoon.
Oh, Hansen gloveless with just the taped fingers. I love that. There's just something different about actually feeling the football instead of having to just stick to these gloves.
Hansen staking out there now. Simon Eyes in motion here.
No, just running to get to the line.
Now he's there. And are we going to get a delay of game here?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Simon Eyes taking too long to find the line of scrimmage there, costing 5 yards.
Well, that's why I thought he might have been in motion there, because we're getting to the end of that game clock. Yeah.
Yeah. That's something you can't be seeing, especially from. It's one thing if your quarterback just kind of loses track of the time. It's another thing if you're still waiting for your receivers to get lined up for the play.
So yeah, tough one there is going to make it a 2nd down and 11 for the Sun. Need to get to the 11-yard line for a 1st down here. Zyla rolling to his left, now looks to Anderson, who finds him there. Boy, that'll be close to that 11-yard line. By the looks of it, he might be again a yard or two short down there. Flag came out on the play though, and it looks like it's going to be a hold on the Sun here.
Something on the Sun anyway.
So Liam Hamlin flagged for the hold there on a play that started as 2nd and 6. The 5-yard penalty last time made it 2nd and 11, going to be 2nd and 21 now.
Yeah, the Sun, this is just taking points off your own board here. Points off your own plate. VI doesn't even need to play defense right now the way the Sun O is going.
Zyla going to be out of the shotgun. He's got Hansen lined up back behind him. Raiders here rushing 4, and there's a pick thrown by Zyla up through the middle. Taken out to the 30-yard line and just out across. Late hit going to come in from Hamlin there.
No flags flying.
Whoa.
No, I really don't see how that can be a thing. There's a fight going on the sideline almost.
Yeah, no kidding. It was Sean
Now
Arabsky.
Laundry's going to fly.
It was Sean Arabsky, the safety, who picked up that interception.
Late flag there. I'm not sure who they're going to be calling it on. I think they're calling it on something somebody said and not on the initial tackle, which seems pretty questionable to me. We're going to see a replay right here.
So Arabsky, the safety, picks up that interception.
He clearly seems to me to just kind of be conceding and running out of bounds. And
he's out of bounds.
He's not even holding the ball when that tackle's being made. He's well out of bounds.
Yeah, Liam Hamlin, offensive lineman, roared in there. That was a late hit for sure. And like you say, surprised not to see a flag thrown initially on that. For Arabsky, a huge pick there. He had 3 interceptions over the course of the regular season.
I didn't see who that was intended for. It did sail a touch. Okay. Definitely benefits the home crowd here, but a lot of booing from the visiting fans.
So that's Mason Kelly.
I gotta agree with them. I don't know about that.
Yeah, Mason Kelly of the Raiders is the only one who is flagged there, but you're right, he's coming into his teammate's defense, as there was definitely a late hit that Liam Hamlin got away with on the sideline there.
Another thing, I sort of do wonder who that, I didn't see who that was an intended pass for, that it did sail a touch on him. But as a receiver, if you have a chance to make a play on that ball, you need to try to climb the ladder and go do that. If he had gotten even a hand on that ball, it might have redirected it enough for there not to have been a pick, but just kind of alligator armed it. And
yeah, I'd wondered even if there was a miscommunication there on that one, because the pass was so far away from the Sun receiver.
It sails right over there's a Sun player running the seam, and just sails over his head, but from here anyway, it sort of looked like he might have been able to, I don't think he could have caught it, at least not reasonably. It would have been a circus catch, but at least go up and touch the ball and make that a harder catch for the safety.
So 11:40 left in the second quarter, 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line of the Raiders. This pass is going to be complete up near the 30. North Rainey, his first catch of the afternoon, and that is going to either be a 1st down or very close to it, as the Raiders needed to get to the 28, and yeah, now it's going to be signaled 1st down here with the line of scrimmage coming up, right at that 28-yard line. Boy, a tough play there for the Sun, as they had that golden opportunity to put points on the board, turn the ball over, well, just outside of the red zone there on that play, as a First down handoff here going to be to Williams. He's got nowhere to run as he gets out just across the 30.
Still manages to turn it into 3 yards anyway. So that was really tough yards there for him.
You got to look on the replay there.
Really small hole, nowhere to go, and net in the hole. Shakes one tackler and manages to fall forward for a couple. Oh, that was Eli Haynes. He's going to be frustrated with himself for the rest of this drive.
Yeah, good gain of 3 there, especially in a play where they were...
Met him in the hole beautifully and just couldn't take him down at the line of scrimmage.
LeBurge out of the eye. He's under center here for a second play. Couple fakes. Now tries the screen. That one just over the outstretched hands of Deshaun Dingwell. For the Raiders, an interesting play on offense there where Dingwell, who had the catch earlier, has been targeted a couple times. A fullback who normally rushes the ball, did so 14 times this season. But the Raiders have tweaked his role against the Sun here today and used him as a receiver in the screen passes.
Yeah, that screen pass as well. They like doing these little cross-block counters with the O-lineman to free them up. Ooh.
Hunchak gets run into at the end of that punt and dropping that punt at his own 35-yard line, and it's fumbled now. Who's on top of the ball? Raiders think they have it, and they do. Kelton Curry couldn't come up with the ball cleanly on that punt return.
Both ends of that kick really almost went terribly for the Sun. The kicker honestly could have taken a bit of a dive if he wanted and drawn a penalty. You see here, oh no, the camera pulls away before then, but yeah, Richard went for another block and landed right on the kicker's feet.
So that's Curry who missed it, goes back to pick it up, and on that second tackle there.
You just have to fall on that at that point. You can't be trying to make a play anymore.
Looked like that was Braden Belton who came in to hit Curry, but yeah, you're right, just fall on the ball there. Don't try and turn it into a gain.
Yeah, you need to just secure the ball once it's on the ground and you don't know what's going on.
So boy, a huge turn of events here. Special teams for the Raiders, allowing them a chance. 1st and 10 from the Okanagan 24. LeBurge here completes a pass to Rainey. He dives out at about the 20-yard line, and so that'll be a gain of close to 5 yards there. 2nd down and as much coming up here for the Raiders.
Trying to argue his case for another yard or two on that official.
I think he got a pretty good spot on that, as it's inside the 20-yard line, just before that 19-yard line.
Yep.
Good catch by Rainey, too, to cut back to the ball, make a diving play there. LeBurge now, his pass is going to be complete. Rainey dodges a tackle, will get brought down inside the 10.
Definitely looking at a match that they decided that they like going on here with Rainey and just hook after hook for going on right now. Sun love running a cover 3D, and hooks and seams between the 3 deep men are really the 2 potential weaknesses for it. Oh, Kitzman with the strip at the end there as the ball's on the ground.
Yeah, Kitzman almost tried to get that one out. Was almost successful. He and Kent Lawrence coming in to combine on that tackle.
Just like to see the Sun maybe try to rotate to a blitz man coverage here in their own goal line, but something other than this soft 3 that they have at the moment.
Going to be 1st and goal here for the Raiders with the ball on the 8-yard line. Had a little delay as somebody's towel came out and was lying in the field. But LeBurge out of the eye here, drops back under center. Dingwell the block. It's the pitch to the tailback here. That's Williams, tries to cut wide, and he will get brought down right near the line of scrimmage out in that far sideline.
A lot of Sun players just torpedoing themselves to legs there. See the lead blocker get his legs chopped out. And almost rolls into the tackle there, number 4.
That was Trey Adams there on that initial diving block, who took out the fullback Dingwell.
Oh, when you're playing running back and your lead blocker gets gets his feet cut out, that's one of the most rattling moments where you're like, oh man, I was relying on that to be a post.
So going to be 2nd down play here. Pass into the corner of the end zone, going up for the ball and coming down with it. A touchdown catch. Guess who? Bryson Mayo. And the first points on the board coming from the VI Raiders here. Mayo with an 8-yard touchdown grab. Yeah, Barrios, who of course had the picks, 6 of them throughout the regular season, trying to come up with another one. But the extra point kick, it is good as the VI Raiders score first in this ball game. We'll take a quick break. The score is the VI Raiders 7, Okanagan Sun nothing. This afternoon, it is the VI Raiders striking first this afternoon. An 8-yard touchdown catch for Bryson Mayo has the visitors up 7-0. Kickoff comes up to the 25-yard line. Cakeley, who had to go back on a ball that just went through his fingertips initially. Yeah, no kidding. Since they threw that interception, it seemed like that big special teams play by the Raiders to get that great field position, putting points on the board. Now the Sun looking to respond, starting out from their own 26. Zyla, he's going to pass this one over to Simon Eyes on the far sideline. He picks up a block, gets out across the 35, and that looks like it's going to be close to a first down here for the Sun. Okay, gain of 11 there for Simon Eyes. For the Sun offense, a good start there, picking up first down here in the first play from scrimmage. Robbie Rodriguez lines up beside Zyla, who's working out of the shotgun here. That's going to be a handoff, who spins away from a tackle nicely. Rodriguez does, up to close to the 45-yard line. There's that smooth style of Robbie Rodriguez. Rolling to his right is Zyla, throws one and nearly picked off there, as that one was postmarked for Josh Paisley, but he just didn't expect that ball to come right to him like it did, and he is unable to come up with the pick. But a third down here for the Sun, who are going to punt it. And he was almost sacked too, Zyla was. It looked like kind of half a pump fake bottom that extra half second to make the toss. No completion there, so Isaac Wegner going to punt this one away out to the 30-yard line, where Mayo waits on the return here. Mayo up across the 45. He'll get brought down shortly thereafter. But more good field position here for the Raiders, who are trying to take a hold of this momentum and run with it here. First and 10 here from the 46-yard line for the Raiders. 2 men in the backfield. They'll block here for the pass from LaBerge. Comes to his right now, throws to the near sideline. Complete to Mayo at midfield. Cuts up to the 50, now down to the 40. where he'll get taken out of bounds. But a 24-yard catch and run there for Bryson Mayo. It looks to be limping a little bit as he heads out to the line. But on a first down play here, going to be a handoff to Williams, who gets met by Connor Richard up at about the 38-yard line. A gain of 3 on that play there for the Raiders. 2nd and 7, ball on the 37. And it's going to be LeBurge to pass here on 2nd down. He looks to the corner of the sidelines, that one falling out of bounds. Nearest receiver there was North Rainey. But it's going to be a 3rd down play here, and I'd imagine a punt coming up here from the Raiders to really force the Sun back into their own end of the field. Nate Anderson, jogging back there toward the goal line. Going to be Hunchak punting it from just about the 45-yard line of the Sun, sending Anderson back to his own goal line here. Makes one cut up towards the 5, but not much further there. Yeah, that's good D there by the Raiders, forcing Anderson back out by the 6, as I think where he'll get the spot here. But more tough field position upcoming for the Sun. That there was Josh Paisley on the special teams tackle. Talked about it with Ben McCauley before the game, but a lot of these players getting more time on special teams with the shortened down playoff rosters. Zyla now going to hand this ball off to Rodriguez with a head of steam. He'll get up to about the 10. Yeah. Big play upcoming here, 2nd down and 6, ball on the Sun 10-yard line. Looking for that 1st down here to extend this drive and get the ball a little further upfield. Zyla, an empty backfield, looks into the slot, throws an interception there at the 20-yard line. A huge pick in the middle of the field. Nathan Myers coming away with that one. Yeah, nearest receiver there was Jesse Falconer, but yeah. .256 remaining here in this, the first half of the ball game. 7-0 the score for the Raiders as they look to tack on to that. Ball going to be spotted right on the 20 here. That's where the linebacker Mayers went down with that interception. He had 1 pick over the course of the regular season and picks up a huge interception there. 3-minute warning comes and goes on that play. Back under center, dropping back is the quarterback LeBurge. Tries to wave a receiver downfield. Now he's going to pick it up and run with it, and he will get a 1st down here as he'll head out of bounds right near the 5-yard line. Huge run from Jake LeBurge. Looked like 58 waters it might have been.
Right, it's clean. If you fall into your stomach, you'll get a flag pretty often. So that was pretty fortunate for him and Raiders.
So the Raiders now, as it looked like early movement, whistle right off the snap now. First and goal for the Raiders. They're lined up at the 6-yard line. A great 14-yard run there for quarterback LeBurge on that last play.
If you told me at halftime of the first game that this VI Raiders team, if you told me that they would later tie Okanagan on the last play of the game in the Okanagan, I'd be like, oh well, that's I'll have to see how that happens, how this offense manages to turn it around. But the way this offense is now playing in this game against this swarming, powerful Sun defense is quite impressive.
Yeah, they sure are. And I mean, we've talked about the 2 interceptions in this game. Really throws that were right to defensive players. They were just in perfect position both times to make a play on that ball. As it's going to be first and 16, 10-yard, or from the 16, 10-yard penalty, and a big sack there in the backfield.
That's going. That's another Sun linebacker coming in on a blitz. A lot of pressure from those guys today.
So aided by the penalty here, the Sun D forcing the Raiders to lose yardage again on that sack. An inspired effort here from the Sun D to push them back. They were down at the 6-yard line initially. Now they're back on the 23rd yard line here for a 2nd down and goal still.
Yeah, keep your eye out for a screen or a draw, just something conservative to get a field goal opportunity. Oh, no.
LeBurge now looking down the sideline into the end zone there, went for it there, diving out of bounds with the receiver. Looked like Alex Bonnet-Plume, number 18 down there, who was trying to dive towards that catch.
Diving into the track is never a comfortable feeling.
No. As yeah, it was right at the tail end of that play as that end zone, the corner cuts in on that end zone for the track down there, and he took a tumble, but an incomplete brings up 3rd down here. Going to be a field goal. The kick will come right from the 30-yard line. Looks like
we have a timeout called to get another man on the field.
Trevor Pelland jogged in late from the sideline there. And so the Raiders take a timeout here to avoid a penalty moving this kick back. In to take the kick here is James Parker. As I say, he'll be booting it from the 30-yard line. Parker in the regular season was 21 for 25 on his field goals.
Do we have a long on him? Or?
Don't have a long on him just because that's not a stat that's kept track of, unfortunately.
Oh, that's convenient. Well, it looks like we're having a 30 or a 31-yarder, and he was kicking from 25 before the game started. It was the only kicks I saw him doing, and he looked comfortable doing it, but that's without any pressure or anything. So I don't know if that's kind of his limit or if that's just a comfortable warm-up spot.
Like you say, it's from about 30 yards out here. The kick coming for Parker. Jeremy Cheng on one knee, going to hold this one. That kick is up plenty of distance, but it is wide right. And a huge miss there for the Sun. It's Barrios taking it out of the end zone up to the 10-yard line, and that's where he's tackled. But for the Okanagan Sun, some good defense on that last series. They were looking for a break, and they may have got it just there as the kick from James Parker from 30 yards out sails wide right, and no more points on the board here.
Oh, that's a big play. That's a huge play for the Sun.
And it looked like the ball came out at the end of that play, but Barrios was down when it did.
It's happened a few times this game. Like to see a little bit more ball security going on, or couple more fumbles, one way or the other. You get it a little longer, a little sooner, or don't get it out at all.
2:10 left to go in the first half. Sun trying to respond with points, down 7-0 right now. Zyla, there's that option play on the handoff. Up towards the 25-yard line goes Robbie Rodriguez. That's about half the distance needed for a first down there.
I'm loving that draw play. The way it develops just creates a different sort of maze every time, depending on how the pass rush develops. And lets your running back really show off their vision.
So second down, going to be a pass here. Zyla towards the sideline, but again, short of a first down there, as I think it was completed to Simonize on the far side, but he's just lined up short of the first down there.
Yeah, that's a really, really frustrating play right there, especially punt team coming on to kick it away, because there's an easy chance at a first down if he can just keep his feet and fall forward instead of losing his footing and falling backwards for the catch.
Yeah, Simonize has got that big wingspan, can beat guys to the outside given the opportunity. We've seen that this year, but like you say, diving back toward the ball there, didn't have that opportunity. Bringing up a 3rd down and 3 where the Sun and Isaac Wagner will punt this one away. That one sent out to the VI 50 where Mayo picks up the ball, cuts across midfield now to the inside. He has some blocks and he's still on his feet as he cuts out across the 35-yard line.
Tackle there by Barrios. Man, I thought he was gone.
Yeah. Yeah, after he got past that initial wave, he had lots of room, did Bryson Mayo, and you're right. Aldrich Barrios, who was getting hit from one side. Yeah.
Here's the replay we got here next to us.
Take a look there as Mayo
sheds the beautiful way to shed the block there and hold on to that ankle before Mayo could get away and his teammates could rally up for the tackle.
Sun D being called upon again here as a minute 32 left, a 1st and 10 on the Okanagan 33. Running back Williams with the ball, and a flag coming out in the Raiders backfield at the end of that play.
I guess a hold.
Yeah, assuming a hold coming up here, and it is on the Raiders, so that will push them back to the 43-yard line on his 1st down and 20 here.
Just a ton of penalties today.
Sure has been. Cody Upton, the O-lineman, is whistled for the hold there.
Or if not a lot, at least very, very costly penalties.
Absolutely. As personnel change there was the fullback Dingwell jogging off. Adam Finnick, receiver, coming in. As the Raiders look to regain as many yards as they can here on a 1st and 20 from the Sun 43. Helland in motion, cuts up the slot. Going to be a fake handoff there, but under pressure is LaBerge. He's brought down back across midfield. What a huge play there, as it was big Hayward Beasley, and it looked like Cody Thompson again in from the linebacker position, combining on that sack.
Yeah, great pressure there from the Sun, just forcing LaBerge to keep his eyes down and away from his receivers, as he has to dodge rushers the whole time. Loving the Sun blitz packages that they're throwing out there today, getting the linebackers in the backfield. And doing that regularly, it allows the D linemen to have more one-on-one opportunities against O linemen, and then they win more battles.
Huge sack pushes the Raiders out of field goal territory. Ball at midfield, 2nd down and 32. Pass here to the near sideline is incomplete for Rainey. And so the Sun defense showing up big time the last couple of series, is this one pushing the Raiders outside of a possible field goal attempt.
Yeah, that's huge. That's the penalties help, but that sack definitely helps big time, showing up when it matters.
Took another look at that sack. It was Thompson coming in at the end, but really Hayward Beasley who deserves most of the credit there, as he tracked down LaBerge and took him to the ground. Hunchak back here, can't punt it as he was under pressure. Now he's just going to take a run with the ball, edging towards the sidelines, and he'll get knocked out at it, and a late flag penalty. Oh no, that's going to be the Raiders keeping the ball here.
It sure may be. That flag almost seems a little bit like making up for a missed flag earlier.
Yeah, no kidding.
Let's see. Yeah, that's less out of bounds than it was earlier. I don't know about that.
As Hunchuk just tucked the ball in and ran with it, I would say he was about 5 yards away from a first down when he got knocked out of bounds.
No, you're seeing the wrong stick. He was 15 yards. Where the officials are meeting is where he was knocked out, right?
Yeah, so
and then there's the next stick is still 10 yards away.
So they've now lined up for the Raiders offense.
Yeah. Great play, because that was likely going to be blocked, because there was a ton of Sun players with a lot of pressure. The snap was not as swift as you'd like it to be, and had it moving in the pocket a bit.
So what's going on there? As Nate Anderson on the dead ball foul there, but a first down for the Sun.
I guess they're not saying it's an automatic, and after the accrued yardage, it's still not a first down. But I have to go check my rule book, because I was pretty sure that was an automatic.
Yeah, no kidding. As did the Raiders for sure. Because, yeah, I thought that with that 15-yard penalty upcoming, that was going to give the Raiders enough yardage to make it a first down.
And now the officials are meeting with the VI coach as the Sun look like they want to run a play. So
Ben McCauley's jogging in from the Sun sideline too. He's not on the Raiders side of the field. I think he wants an explanation on this one here.
Or just wants to hear what the conversation's about.
Exactly. As both teams look a little bit confused by that. As it stands right now, the ball's spotted on the 23-yard line of the Sun half of the field. It's first down and 10 Okanagan, the way the officials called it there. So the referee really addressing McCauley there. Yeah. And so he's saying that the hit came after the player stepped out of bounds, and so that's why it's not tacked onto the end of the run there. But again, like you said, I thought it would be an automatic.
Yeah, I thought it was an automatic, but I guess that's only in play fouls, or what the distinction is.
Okay, so another big play there for the Sun, who have the ball first and 10. Zyla to pass here for Anderson. Dives back to catch the ball just shy of the 30-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 5 or 6. So gain of 5 here, with the ball going to be spotted on about the 27-yard line.
Only 50 seconds left here, so we're going to see a lot of no huddle in this last minute.
Zyla out of the shotgun, empty backfield again. He looks down the slot. That one to Master Demos, who got hit as he was taking that ball in.
Great way to meet him at the ball there by Chang, the safety.
And so
I'd like to see Master Demos squeeze those. There's a great defensive play. Ball not quite placed in the spot you want it placed to secure that.
Yeah, Master Demos having to go down to get it and lay out for that ball. And like you say, Jeremy Chang roaring in with a big hit on him there to dislodge the ball. So with 42 seconds left here, a third down and 6 for the Sun. Matt Panatoni back here at his 15-yard line, going to punt this one away. Panatoni rolls out to his right there, gets it away as he
gets a flag.
Draws a flag. The ball bounces out at about the Raider 52-yard line. But coming in with the big hit there was Brody Taylor off the line, and he looks to be getting penalized here for running into Panatoni.
The man I always confuse for Quentin Bowles.
And so, of course, that comes with it, the automatic first down for the Sun here. Boy, that is a tough penalty for the Raiders and Taylor to take on that one.
Yeah, you hate to see penalties start to take over a game like they sort of are in this one, but some of these you can't really avoid, that one in particular.
7-0 your score for the Raiders. Clock is the enemy of the Sun right now. Just 37 seconds left here in the opening half. They've got a new life here, first and 10 on their own 42, trying to drive it down the field here. Zyla looks to the sideline. Mastrodimos going to make the catch there. He gets pulled back inside the 40. Forward progress should take him out to almost the 45.
And
another late flag coming in here.
They're being a little too chippy with Mastrodimos at the end of the play there.
Wrapping him up there on the tackle was Nathan Myers. And
see if it was Myers or one of the other players who was jawing with Mastrodimos.
Yeah, it was after our replay cut out there that the flag was thrown. It didn't look like there was, like you say, an excessive physical contact at the end of that.
I figured something was either said or just the official didn't like there was three guys kind of swarming around the Sun player. 79.
Unnecessary roughness on D lineman Doyle Westland.
Yeah, I think he was the third man in on that little troop that was jawing with Mastrodimos, but
boy, here the Sun have moved now 30 yards in penalties in the last two plays, plus the Mastro catch. So they're going to be spotting this one at the Raiders 53, clock down to 30 seconds left. Officials gathering right at that line of scrimmage now. Not sure if they're discussing where the ball is supposed to be placed at this point.
On first down here, you need to get a good completion.
Yeah, just doing the quick math here. Mastrodimos caught that ball, I guess they're saying just inside the 45-yard line. Tack 15 onto that, and the ball ends up moving up to the 50-yard line. So they move it up 3 yards from the spot at the 53. Better field position here for the Sun, up to the Raider 50. Zyla, there's that option play to Rodriguez. He's got a hole cutting out wide, out across the 40-yard line. And Robbie Rodriguez, his biggest run of the day, takes it inside the 40 here for the Sun.
That was a great draw right here. The little stutter in your passing stance, and then just let Robbie take it and do the rest.
Nice block there by Carter Como, who took out Quentin Bowles right at the line and allowed him space to run it there.
Those plays are all about the deception of letting the D linemen think that they're in a pass rush mode and just try to wash them out enough that you can get your running back to find a lane up to the second and third level. Have a guard or a center kind of just chip and move up to a linebacker and read that block, and you can, like, a well-run draw can easily get 10 to 15 yards with great frequency. But you have to be able to convince everybody on the field what's going on.
And so a timeout called here with just 24 seconds left, but all of a sudden you look and the Sun are on the Raider 38-yard line. This is very close to field goal range for Isaac Wegner.
With 24 seconds left, I definitely expect that if we run out of time and don't move the ball anymore, that they would at least go for one.
Absolutely.
Although with Mayo there to return the kick, that's quite the risky proposition.
Certainly. He plays a big factor in that decision-making process here. But it's going to be first down and 10 here for the Sun. Keith Zyla drops back to pass. Now up the middle. That one is complete across the 20-yard line.
They're saying incomplete.
Okay, Nate Anderson.
I totally lost where the ball went after it hit him in the chest there. When did the ball come out?
It looked like, I guess with the brown football and these brown jerseys, lost the ball right at the end there. I thought Anderson had come up with that catch.
He has it, and it just dribbles out of it, down his body and out his feet.
He never had really full control of that football there. Tough one for the Sun, as that definitely would have put them in a good spot to kick one. Clock down to 19 here, second down and 10 from that 38-yard line. Zyla under pressure, has to throw a screen, this to Rodriguez. He's got some space out across the 30-yard line. He'll get brought down close to a first down mark. But the clock now ticks down to 13 seconds left.
Really love to see that. Would like to see the Sun run more of those, especially the way that the ID line is really has their pass rush ears pinned back right now. And that's when you really want to fool them with those draws and screens that the last two plays have.
Sun got a first down play. Now Zyla looking deep towards the end zone. That one thrown well out of bounds. Nate Anderson, the nearest receiver. He was in double coverage there at the goal line.
Second down, but only 2 seconds left on the clock. Real good timing on that throw. If he held it any longer, that we would have run out of time and not had a chance at these 3 points.
Absolutely good clock management there by Zyla and the Sun, and this play will allow Isaac Wagner to come out here. He is going to attempt a 34-yard field goal.
Keep your eyes out on the guys on the edges here, and Fullerton on the cover team if this goes wide.
As we talked about, Bryson Mayo back in the end zone to return this one if need be. But a 34-yarder coming here from Wagner as the kick is up. Does it have the distance? And it is going to be wide right. Mayo back to return this one.
Oh, an awesome open field tackle there by Eli Haynes. Beautiful.
Sure was, as he brings down.
To be the first man in on Mayo and secure the tackle, that's a tough job.
Mayo is brought down in the end zone here, and that is what is going to bring about an end to our first half of football here. After a quarter at the Apple Bowl, it is the VI Raiders 7 and the Sun 1, I guess they get us.